We're about to try something a little different. I tried to choose a server that was relatively populated, as high as I could find, but that's not why we're here. I'm not gonna try to get into any kooky interactions or just go killing or anything. I just want to walk around and look around and just have a nice slow experience here. If we come across anything, maybe I'll tell some stories about my old DayZ days. Back when this game was first released, and what is that? I haven't really played it in years, in many years. I used to play it all the time with a group of old friends, a lot of really good friends. It was always really good times. Feels like a horrible thing to wear in a time like this, but so be it. But I just want to walk around and remember this game. It's definitely different than it was. Some bones and a tarp. Anyways, that's really all there is to it. I'm not sure where I am. I used to know the map very, very well. But I'm aware that a lot of places have changed. I think I know where I am. I think I'm in the northeast corner of the map. In fact, I think I'm positive of it. There's a ship going that way. Maybe that's where I'll go. That was a popular meeting point between me and some of my friends. If we got spawns like this. Yeah, I'm pretty positive that's where I am. I'm surprised. It's always surprising, things like this. How quickly the memories kind of come back. Oh, the tarp. Yeah, we don't need that. Unless it's useful. The tarp is new to me. So I've never seen that before. Something heard me. We'll just ignore it and get into this building. I think this is a hospital. I ran around the world. Not too around the world. I ran around the game not too long ago, actually. Only a few days ago is what kind of made me decide I wanted to do this, or that I would do this. Okay, and in that experience, zombies were really easy to kill with just my bare hands. That didn't translate too well to that experience I had just now, but apparently zombies have backpacks now. That's brand new to me as well. And this is, from what I remember, a really good backpack. Unless things have changed. It is absolutely possible. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, this isn't the hospital building. Did I say I thought it was? Because it's not. I know what the hospital buildings look like, and I know this isn't it. Unless it's a different kind of hospital building, so I don't, but I know what the real ones look like. Yeah, what is this? Am I wrong? Is it actually a hospital building? For some reason I remember calling this a hospital building, but I know that I know there's a different building, like a different specific one. That is not this. Anyways. This town doesn't hold a whole lot of memories for me. Oh right, at least nothing I could explain too well. Nothing more than looting and running around and jumping off this building, actually. But that's kind of common here. I jumped off that building a lot in my days. Because this was not a good spawn for what me and my friends liked to do. We usually want it to be around Electro, where we have plenty of stories. especially on the way to Electro. But this is definitely a part of the map that I often try to not spend a lot of time. I don't play this game alone, so usually in meeting up with friends, it's not where I want to be. Unless they happen to spawn around here. But usually the luckiest we'd get is they would spawn in the next closest town and we'd run. For me would be about south, I think. But I'm not sure exactly how the island curves at this point. And we meet up at an old boat. That's what I'll run towards now. And get back to the old experience. You know, I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna fight you, zombie. I'm gonna look in this building first, actually. The new controls are weird. They're certainly what most people would consider better, but I do really miss crackers. That's not what I miss. I miss the scroll wheel. I liked that, honestly. Very Arma. Because that's what DayZ was, I'm sure. Anybody who plays DayZ now knows that, as it used to be an Arma mod. And I bet most people found it through Rooster Teeth like I did. At least most people my age, anyway. Because that was the thing, that was the cool thing in my time. There's a really good experience somewhere around here running with one of my really old friends. We were, as in, haven't spoken to him even relatively recently. We were running in the woods here and he saw a rabbit. We looked at it, we were like, oh my god, it's a rabbit. And he crouches down next to it. And he takes a screenshot of it, and as he takes the screenshot, he's shot right in the leg. And in the screenshot, you can see like, your leg hurts, or whatever it says, or like, your leg hurts really badly, or whatever the message is that basically means you just broke your fucking leg. So he took the screenshot at the perfect time, like admiring this stupid little bunny. He just gets shot right in the leg, and then we got into a bit of a scuffle, and I don't remember if we survived or not, but I remember it being a long scuffle. And I remember surviving, but it might just be because we survived for a while. I think they lost us at some point. But this is a memory so far gone. So far gone into the past. There are more spawns down there. And I guess it's probably a... Oh my god, they really do just do that. Maybe I should be sprinting more. At least for the sake of getting rid of them. So that's what we'll do. We'll just keep on running. I believe I stopped playing way back. What must be the newest thing they added? We came back to it every once in a while, me and one of my other good friends, old good friends. And I believe we stopped playing consistently about the time tents came out. Sadly, that was something we were all looking forward to a lot, but when they came out, for me, it turned out that I guess I really liked just the nomadic kind of running around, scavenging, no home sort of vibe. I liked not having a base. But we were so excited for bases because I didn't realize that yet. And once we finally got tents set up and everything, I hated worrying about the tents, and I didn't like feeling so stuck to that one place. And it turned me off to the game, so... And at that point we were playing consistently for a long time, so I'm sure we were burnt out of it. And aside from that, I honestly can't remember. I can't remember when we came back again. I can't remember what the new big thing was. I remember their old... Oh my god, she's still here. Their old roadmap. I believe it was a quarter divided into quarters for everything that would happen in the next year. And it was like Quarter 1, drivable vehicles. Quarter 2, animal companions. And like, it just went on and on. And like 3 years later, I don't think they even... they might have had drivable vehicles in quarter 4, like at the very end of it or something. I know we played with drivable vehicles. I remember last time we played, I believe. That doesn't look familiar to me. Like a military thing. The mesh tents. Alright, I'm just gonna fight this thing. It's only this one now. Alright. Yeah, I really remember that not being an option when I used to play. Just fighting a zombie. Yeah, I don't believe this this whole thing is here, so that'll be neat to look at, assuming I don't get shot or something. And I left... Yeah, I left my food and my bandage and my stuff in that shirt that I took off, so... Yeah, my food's gone. But that's okay. I'm not in it for the long run. I just want to look around and tell stories and hang out. This has got to be new. I believe it is. I'm gonna keep saying that because I really don't think this is normal. It would make sense because so much of this game was just open roads, nothing around. It's funny, I bet there's no way this actually spawns military loot, right? Though there used to be... Yeah, because there used to be that airfield that was relatively close to this spawn. But it ended up getting nerfed because it was just so good. It was very... Which maybe wasn't necessarily necessary. It was probably a problem when people would join... More crackers. Would join dead servers to loot it. Or wait for server resets to loot it. But generally speaking, you just never went there. At least we never did, because it would just be looted. It was so easy to get to. There's no point in even checking most of the time. The odds are someone else already did. It was all about Northwest. All about Northwest Airfield. I'd love to see that again. There's even Southwest Airfield. I don't remember that. I think they nerfed that one too, if I remember correctly, and that was actually really disappointing. I don't think they did. Now there's that Prison Island as well. I remember visiting that. I'd love to see Northwest again. I'd love to play this game again with the old crew, but even most of them don't even talk to each other. Most of them probably aren't even online nowadays. On the internet. But I do just miss the days of holding W together. Followed by random spurts of adrenaline and excitement when we thought we saw something on the road or heard a gunshot in the distance. And we should be coming up on the boat really soon if that's not it. Oh, that is it. That is actually it. So we did make it down there yet. I'll admit this was not the spawn I wanted for this sort of thing. I was really hoping for something where I'd have a lot more memories. A lot more stories to tell. But instead I'm just essentially rambling. A lot foggier than it was before, and I have a feeling it's... Like I said, I tried to choose a pretty populated server just for the sake of maybe something happening, but... yeah. Oh. This is new. And now I'm bleeding. Oh, was I bleeding the whole time? I didn't notice that. Is that what that means? I don't see the blood, but there's that little, like, cut in the bottom right. Okay, so that is new. Maybe this is a different boat, even, because I could have sworn it wasn't, Yeah. That's interesting. What the hell? Oh, there's a leaf. Alright. Sorry. Okay. Oh, maybe it's my lungs. Maybe my lungs are bleeding. This is all new. New to me, anyway. For all I know, it's been out for years. No, this is the same boat. It must be. This walk up, this view from it, even with the fog, looks really familiar to me. But yeah, that is kind of a shame. It's cool. I like that this is a thing. I'd have loved to look at the boat, try to find any memories in there, but not much aside from us accidentally breaking our legs trying to explore it, because that was a huge problem back in the day. It was just either randomly breaking your legs, or falling 2 feet and breaking your legs, or getting sucked down a hole and breaking your legs. It was really all about trying not to break your legs anytime you went exploring. And maybe that's... I kind of miss it. I'm not nearly as afraid to break my legs now. Maybe I should be. I don't know. I remember going along the coast, looking for as many boats as possible because it was the best place to find fishnet, which was for ghillie suits. It's a really good memory with a ghillie suit. It's not much of a story, I suppose, but I don't remember how it started. I think we saw a group of people and we shot at them and ran off, and they really didn't like that. They really wanted us dead, so they chased us down and we went up a hill. It was somewhere outside Electro, but that's where all the stories probably take place. It was along the coast, towards where I am now. I don't remember, you know, towards like north or east along the coast from Electro, and one of the towns, it was Canby? It might have been Canby. I don't remember. I think it was the other one that the name isn't coming to me, but we ran into the hill and I had a ghillie suit, and maybe he did too, I forget. But we just lay down in the grass and we just prayed they didn't see us, and they didn't. At one point, I have a screenshot of it somewhere on my Steam, but he went, actually, no, I don't have the screenshot of him being right there. I was so hyped up on fucking adrenaline and like, oh my god, he's gonna see us, that I didn't think to take the screenshot then, but we just hid in the grass. One of them basically stepped on me, is what I'm saying. One of them basically stepped right on top of me, and they just kept looking, and that was that was so good. Memories like that, and moments like that, are really the thing that make DayZ interesting to me, looking back, as well as the little things, and how much they add up. I think about how much time I spent holding W, and eventually that got old for me, and it was something I really didn't want to do. Even going back to the game, I'd always be hesitant, because I knew it would just be walking simulator, and it just got old at some point. There was a certain point where I just really didn't want to play any kind of games like that, which is a shame, because looking back, I'd love to have more memories of this game. But, so I declined to play a lot later in the day, sadly. Especially because now I'd love to go back to this. I'd love to try it again. But it is too late for that, I suppose. But all the little memories do add up, as well as those more just adrenaline spiking quick moments, or whatever they are. We were usually a pretty quiet group in terms of other players. We'd usually avoid them, or shoot them. I don't think we'd usually try to just shoot them. Usually. Like, we wouldn't go hunting for the most part. I think we did every once in a while, but generally speaking, we tried to be friendly, and I think we did normally talk if we did get into a scuffle, unless they were very blatantly very, very intimidating and looked like they didn't want to talk whatsoever. And maybe I'm just, I guess I'm trying to think of, I don't think I really could generalize our interactions with people, because they were all so different, and even over time, I think we played the game differently in different periods of time. I think there were periods we had where we did just shoot people, like someone's doing now, and periods of time where where we didn't, where we tried to talk, and we couldn't stand people who'd just shoot at people. I'm gonna get shot pretty soon, but that's okay, I think. I'd love to take this, but I don't know what I'd do with it. It's something I remember. This was new when I was last into the game, from what I can think of. It was, you can put it on your tent to help disguise it a little better from a distance. Which, given the way the LODs work and the, like, distance, the view distance at long distances, I don't think... Oh no. Alright, well, that's not pleasant, is it? Can I move it up? See, I feel like in the old days, can I right-click it and move it up or something? No. I could have sworn you were able to, like... I could have, like, moved it up in the old days, but and maybe there's a button for it. And I completely lost my train of thought. But I believe I was just saying that human interactions were always different. Or, our experience throughout the game was always different, and the way we interacted with other players kind of changed. Changed with the times. There's a police station right there, and I'll try to take a look at it. I don't see myself surviving it. Especially because that is the direction the gunshots came from. And that's what I'm gonna walk towards. That's not normal. I think if you can build structures like that, then that's definitely something somebody did. I really didn't want to fight a zombie right now. Oh man. A bunch of memories come flooding back when I see a police station though. I wish I can't even grab onto one of them and talk about it. Yeah, there it is, alright. I guess I expected that. Alright, let's see if we get a little bit of a better spawn and then I'll likely wrap it up soon. Oh, character, okay. I'll go for one more death, I think, and then... Well, I mean, if I even find anybody to die on or something, but... Let's see where we're at. I actually don't remember. That's not Cherno, is it? I didn't get, like, the really lucky right outside of Cherno spawn. Actually, I think that's not as rare anymore. I think they kind of moved the spawns to be... Like, I think it's possible. I think it's a lot... It used to be really rare to get even anything in Electro, let alone near Cherno or in Cherno. I believe, at least from what I remember. This is all aesthetically familiar, but I can't exactly put my finger on where I am. I don't think that's Electro, but Electro is a lot different nowadays from what I remember. They changed the layout of it. I remember this bridge. I must be in Cherno, but anyways. I do miss the old Electro layout a lot. That's a very nostalgic thing. And I can still, it's not like it's gone forever. I can open Arma 3, and it's in Arma 3. And that's something I remember that layout very well. Man, I loved so much about it. But anyways, see, now that old layout has a lot of memories, which is a shame too. Because I can't look at them in this game and have it just kind of come back. It's just not the same anymore. I don't think we spent a lot of time in the newer Electro. I just had a memory of this playing in the mod in this area actually, because I remember this hill very well. It was my first time playing the mod. Not ever, but for the first time in a long time. Since I was gone, added like planes and things. And I was playing the standalone for the longest time. And I just remember loading into the mod, probably getting that exact spawn or in that area that I just got now. And just seeing like a fucking fighter jet, like, zooming across my head. And then hearing it shoot at something, and I think 2 of them started fighting, and it's like, oh my god, this is DayZ? Like, this isn't DayZ, holy shit. The mod at that time was a completely different beast to the standalone. And in some ways, maybe it was better, in some ways, maybe it was a little too much. Like the fighter jets, but maybe I also just remember poorly. Back I remember is if this happened to you, you really were stuck here forever. The zombies never gave up. But the last time I explored around a little bit, just a few days ago, I found out that if you just hang out and be quiet, eventually they give up. And sometimes walk away, but I guess he's probably, yeah. Well, they probably already... Oh, they're not. Oh, now they are. If I didn't struggle to close that door for so long, that would have gone a little better. I'm sure I'm supposed to be a lot more careful about the zombies, but for now, I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, this area is really doesn't ring a lot of bells. Usually... Oh, hello, backpack guy. Lady, ma'am. That's really nice. At least it would be if I was genuinely playing the game. I haven't spent a lot of time playing this game alone. I honestly don't understand people who do play it alone, but that's largely because of just walking down the road for however long you gotta do that, just to probably get shot randomly by somebody who's just waiting on a road or something like that. Yeah, sadly there's even less to talk about here right now. This is not a road I normally take. This is not a path I normally tread. We always avoided Cherno because that was the place that had the rep of, like, this is where you go to kill people, and this is where you go to die. And I don't know how true that was. A lot of times I think about stuff like that, and I wonder if it was actually what the community thought, or if it's just what our group thought. So I never got into communities like that. I was never big on like, oh, I'm part of the DayZ community. It's like, no, we played it for hours, like every day. All day, we'd get home from school and it was DayZ all day, but for fucking months, but hell, maybe even years, but I never really I never like tried to be part of the community or like watch videos about like people's stories. I mean, everybody saw that Frankie guy, right? Who's now known as the B-Hop Master in Counter-Strike. I found out about Bunny Oppen, and yeah. Was that him? He was the DayZ guy, right? I think it was him. It must have been him. There was him and one other guy who I remember. But clearly I don't remember him too well. Excuse me. Now I have to wonder, is this Electro? Is this new Electro? Or not? I mean, those are the only two options. It doesn't look like it to me, but Electro doesn't look like Electro to me anymore. It's just not the same. What I wish they did, instead of like reorganizing it, is I wish they expanded on what was already there. I wish they didn't move anything. That church, specifically. They moved it to a much more aesthetically cool and interesting place. It's on top of a hill now, but that church was very special to us as a friend group. Apartment buildings, those weren't in Cherno, right? I mean, Electro. There's a fire station right there. Oh, and that fire station in the old one too was so... I love that fire station, brings back way too many memories. Some of my first memories of DayZ are that fire station. I think that was actually, that would have been in the mod of what I'm thinking of specifically, but yeah, I wish they kept the layout that they already had and just added things to it instead of completely rearranging it. Because it's just so special to me, old Electro, and it's gone from this game. I keep saying that, but it really is true. Like, this is an orchard. Where am I? It's definitely... There are signs. I'll go look at a sign. Because I have a hard time believing that this is Electro. And maybe it's not, but it really could just be new Electro. Oh, this is an interesting road, isn't it? Where's the main road? Here we go. Trying not to move my mouse too quickly for the sake of your viewing pleasure. You think that says Electro? Oh, I can't. I don't remember. I don't know. It's so industrial looking. And that was like that was the thing that set Cherno to be very, maybe not apart, but it was, in Cherno it was super industrial, so I keep thinking I'm in Cherno, but I'm positive I just left. But maybe I'm in a weird in-between place that that's slipping from my memory. I really shouldn't talk like this, because anybody who's played DayZ likely is just frustrated. Yelling like, well, they're not actually yelling at their computer. Nobody cares that much about me or my content. The odds are no one's gonna see this. I'm putting this up for my own sake, I suppose, but anybody who knows these maps hearing me go, oh, is this place? Oh, I don't remember. It looks kind of like something, this, that. I could just leap the fence? Holy shit, that's not supposed to happen. That one zombie in the... whatever. I'm just seeing things. I'm sure it's frustrating to watch somebody not know what the hell they're doing and be like, it's this, I know it's this, it's not fucking Electro, you dumbass. Stop thinking you're in Electro. I'm gonna sit here for 10 minutes going, is this Electro? I think I'm coming up on Electro. Oh my god. This can't be Electro. It doesn't look like Electro. They just sit there, knowing. Shut the fuck up. It's not Electro. Let's try to lick the fire station. Alright, zombie. Excuse me. Oh. Oh, he's got a helmet on. I think I'm not gonna make this fight. Oh wow, okay, he's a tough guy. And I couldn't even... Okay. I'm not dead, but it doesn't look good. And now we just wait to wake up. That's one thing. I actually... it would be cool to see this happen when I'm actually playing with people. Because in the old days, it just said, you are unconscious. Kind of like how it said you are dead earlier. Except with unconsciousness. But now you have this weird, like, fading in and out. And I wonder... Yeah, I'd like to experience that with real people. And yeah, oh my god, I just shot back into alertness. Okay. Well, let's not stand up. Oh shit, my shirt's, Oh, why do I have these boots in my... Whatever, it's fine. I need something to cut up my shirt and make a bandage. Oh wait, no, I spawn with bandages. What am I talking about? Maybe I don't actually spend a lot of time in here. That's one thing I noticed as well, is... I really don't like that there's a HUD now on the bottom. That's a very DayZ mod thing to me. But it was really nice. It makes sense for hunger and thirst and things that you can actually feel. I mean, I guess it's not so bad, but... And it still does it, but I like... It's this guy, are you kidding me? It's this guy. I liked the... If I knew I'd have to just fight him from fucking miles away, I'd have just stayed at the fire station. Oh, I can't take his hat. I miss knowing I was low on blood because I'm in black and white, not because it tells me. That's something I loved about DayZ that isn't really a thing anymore because there's just the HUD. Like, you have to feel it, you know, you have to feel it out. There isn't like some stupid meter that just tells you exactly how it is. And I loved that. The issue was health, I'll admit. The issue was health because nobody wants to play blurry. No one wants to play the blurry game. If they replace health with something like this, fine. I'd prefer they replaced it with something different that's visual. But it's such a strange thing to me because that's something that's always rewarded, isn't it? And it's or praised, I should say. Like, think about Dead Space. Everybody loves how there's no HUD, it's all on the character. And that's something I absolutely agree with. And in DayZ, it wasn't on your character. I mean, some of it was, like, bleeding. You had to see if you were bleeding, which makes sense. Instead of it just telling you with a status debuff icon, like, come on. Or I guess you could look in your inventory in the old days and it would still tell you there, but... And that was the case with hunger a bit, I think, and thirst especially, because I think hunger, your stomach would growl sometimes. And that was a way to know if you were hungry. But it was the way you perceive the world, as opposed to it being on your character. And that's really cool to me. I love that you can tell the status of your character, or you had to tell the status of your character, by thinking about how your character is perceiving the world. Like, I'm in black and white, and it's like, oh, okay, that's because I'm low on blood, so I need blood, and that's something you have to kind of learn and pick up on. And you have to learn that it's blood, you have to learn that it's not just your health, it's your blood. And things like that, and that's something I loved about old DayZ, so I'm very much against there being a HUD. I think it's just stupid, and I think it takes away from something that worked amazingly, and now it's just kind of lame. But I think the laming of video games is something very common nowadays. They just kind of insist on making games lame. I think that's part of an event. You're like burning a scarecrow or a witch. Yeah, this is New Electro, isn't it? Because the church is on the hill. Yeah, I remember old Electro. I don't know if it was that hill or a different hill, but there was a hill with a bench on it, and we'd just lay on top of that hill, and we'd just watch. We'd just watch people come in and out of Electro, and we'd make plans and everything like that. There's no way I'm making it out of this one. I'd like to get to the church. Church used to be down there, and there's a whole story with the church. Yeah, that's a shame. And it was dubbed for the longest time to us the Church of Rice. And that's a whole story in itself. But for now, I think that's all. I'm gonna cut it here. I hope my rambling was at least somewhat enjoyable to anybody who decided to stick along. And I hope you have a good time and a good day. Thank you so much for listening and hanging out. And goodbye for now. Thank you. We're about to try something a little different. Oh. Okay. That's not gonna be a good start. Maybe we start this one over.